Hello and welcome, TCL fans. We are here for week 2 of TCL, an amazing week last week. We're more than excited to start week 2 with a really strong matchup here between Team Monkey Brains and the Chess Club. My name's A-Barn. I'm here with Mr. Lost in the Sauce, or as you can see in stream here, Mr. A-Barn Sucks, the elusive man, the owner of the important A-Barn Sucks account. Now
it's out now. Yeah.
It's out. It's well known.
I'm coming out. I am A-Barn Sucks. I'm just trying to preach the good word here that the A-Barn does indeed suck. So, it's just doing what I can, for the people.
Now, how are you doing, Mr. Sucks? How are you doing tonight?
Mr. Sucks, is that what we're gonna go with? I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I'm excited for tonight. This will be a fun matchup. If we want to dive right into it, I think it's going to be interesting. We saw last week out of Team Chess Club or the Chess Club, they definitely can put up a good fight and win. Clearly, they just sort of need to pull together as a team, I think, and be on the same page with a lot of things they're doing. It took a lot of Wojtek, their mid laner, to pop off to get them through that series, so I'm going to be looking to him a lot, I think, coming up. And it also took a lot of Luciv to really pop off. So if there's a word of caution to Team Monkey Brains, I would say don't give Luciv any comfort picks or any meta picks, because he will do damage on them.
One thing that we need answered, which is probably the most important thing that chat is thinking right now, is that a goatee that you have on right there?
Are you talking about this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing it to torture my wife. Yeah. No, I'm doing it to torture my wife. She hates it. I hadn't shaved in a while. I had the whole side thing, and so I was like, "Hey, I'm going to clean up for you." And so I went and I just shaved the side thing, and now I got all this patchy stuff here.
I think you look great, and I think that your wife should understand that you look great, because keep it going, brother.
I'm in that weird period. I feel like give it another 6 years and maybe it'll grow in fuller. I don't know.
It's called the awkward phase. Yours is just 6 years instead of 2 weeks.
Exactly. I'm a 27-year-old man who can't grow facial hair, but you know what? I'm working on it.
That makes 2 of us. All right, back to it. Done with the silly stuff here. This is going to be a good matchup for everyone who is watching right now. Just a reminder that these are the 2 teams who won last week. They're part of the Dog Conference. Do you remember what that means, Mr. A-Barn Sucks?
It's something like degenerates. Blood. Do you remember what it is? I know Blood is doing our production right now. Ping me if you know what it is. I don't know what.
I believe bad is bad and degenerate. I believe it's a
bad and degenerate.
Yeah. Well, anyway, these are the 2 winners of the Dog Conference. We were going into Champ Select right here. It looks like we're pulling back out because of some kind of bug.
While we're waiting for them to figure that out, I'll give a quick analysis on my thoughts on team. What's I'll take mid's team's name? I'm blanking.
Team Monkey Brains, and I just have to know that the reason that this lobby was broken was because Droid accidentally made a blind pick lobby. So we'll be figuring that out stream.
Classic. Anyway, yeah. So I think with Team Monkey Brains, what we're probably going to see a lot of is playing through bots. I think that's easily their win condition. I know Tokimon can probably handle himself top lane. We're probably going to see I'll take mid roaming bot constantly, especially if he gets some sort of assassin pick that he loves to play on. And we obviously want to see Monkey carry Toasty to the point where he can just pop off and go nuts. Toasty is super fun to watch when he does pop off. So I would love to be a fly in that voice chat whenever Toasty is having a great game, because it's always a good time.
Well, and something to note about Toasty, he's been hovering around high gold. The thing is he seems to play a lot better than that every time that we've seen him. I mean, this guy, I believe so. We do stats. We do a bunch of stats. We pull data. We do the official Riot API for TCL. He currently has the highest KDA, the number 1 KDA of any single player in TCL. Now the question is he does have a Diamond 2, Diamond 1 support.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, I don't like giving Monkey credit because God knows that guy will take credit and just run with it. But it might be sub difference, It might be support
difference.
It might be support difference.
Yeah. No, it might be. So I think right here, if we are a team, the chess club, you're looking to try a new strategy here. You're gonna want to do something to throw them off of their game and prevent I'll take mid from getting ahead on these point and click assassins. And I'm listening in. We've had some problems with people breaking the rules and listening to the streams. So I'm not going to say what the strategy is until after champ select, just in case, because I don't want to leak anything here. But I think the goal is obviously everyone can understand that you want to stop I'll take mid from being able to pop off. The question is can you stop him from roaming and getting kills everywhere else, which is typically what he likes to do. He doesn't spend a whole lot of time in lane. So
yeah, definitely. I think I'd like to call attention to the Gnar ban there. For those of you who've been watching, Tokimon has definitely proven that he is an adequate Gnar player. So, and it seems like Gnar's pretty strong. As a resident Gnar expert, would you agree that Gnar's feeling pretty good right now?
Finally, I get to be a part of one of these. Yeah, I mean, no, Gnar is by far in the most powerful spot he's been in years. He's actually over a 50% win rate, which I don't believe he's almost never been in solo queue. I don't remember a time that he was. He probably was at some point. But he's incredibly strong. The latest buffs, I believe it's also the 13th or 14th buff in a row, and I'm actually not. That is actually a true fact. You can go to the wiki.
They just keep buffing him? It's because he can't keep up with the rest of the damage in the game. I'm sure.
He can't. And what they do is they keep buffing Mega Gnar, because the problem is that the thing that makes Gnar like horrible to play against is Mini Gnar. Well, they gutted Mini Gnar and they keep making Mega strong to make him viable. And because Mega Gnar is just so, I don't know, it's not consistent. Is the issue, right? And so Gnar still isn't gaining consistency, which is obviously really important in the top lane here.
Right, definitely. So we've got the Shen versus Ornn matchup here. At least from what I know, I think this typically leans in Shen's favor, just because he's able to. With that taunt is a really powerful tool, especially against Ornn, who has a lot of burst damage. It can really throw him off his rhythm when trying to hit his combos. So I think that's probably in Shen's favor right there, but we'll have to see. I played against Music's Ornn last week, and it was definitely good. He's definitely not a bad Ornn player. So
this is sort of the like prerequisite expected top lane matchup between the TCL players who are typically lower rank. We're seeing a ton of Ornn. Ornn is an incredible team pick. Shen, obviously, especially here with the Shen Morgana. Like I feel like if you go dive on anybody, especially with this Hecarim, I don't know how you're ever going to kill him, because you have a Shen and a Morgana getting off that.
Yeah.
So that's my only issue with this Hecarim pick here. But everything's sort of going as expected here. Monkey Morgana's his main.
Yep, and it looks like they're setting up to do kind of what I said, play through bot lane. I mean, if you pick a Shen, you're obviously planning on playing through bot lane. Like that's why you have that kind of champ.
Hey, Shen can pop off. I've seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it. I wouldn't say Music's gonna have to have a real rough time for Shen to pop off in that lane against him. I'll say, because it's hard to really int on Ornn, but we'll see. Anything can happen here in TCL.
It can be done. I don't know if you've seen Hippogriff's Ornn, but trust me, it can be done.
Ooh, he's not even here.
He's not even here to defend himself.
I know. Man, the man has a family, has a job. He's trying to put food on the table. You're just going in on him.
Well, it's all a meme, because he won't play Ornn anyway.
No, he'll never do that.
Tanks are not allowed on Team Coin Flip.
Yone Yasuo forever.
Yone Yasuo forever. Hey, the Win Bros are coming out this season, and I'm not sure when, but they're coming.
How many losses does your team have to have before you allow him to just whip out the Win Bros? Because screw it, what could happen? How could it get any worse?
we actually pulled it out in the preseason tournament, and although he did die 15 times, it wasn't a great game for everybody. But yeah, the 10 death power spike was reached, and it did not spike. So
it didn't spike.
It did not. But we will be trying out the Win Bros. I'm not saying when. I'm not saying against who, but they are going to happen here.
Should we take the audience back to a time when you team TSS3 last year brought out the Wind Bros against a certain Team Droid and remind everyone how that went?
No, I think we should leave that in the past. I think we should. Hey, I'd like to point out that Music X was the enemy mid laner, and I did solo kill him twice that game. Meanwhile, our top lane went 0-5 against a Cho'Gath. Not only a Cho'Gath, but Sir Stu Cho'Gath.
Sir Stu, a legend of the game.
A legend of the game. It is sad that people who were in TCL before aren't here, because now they're just, you hear about them. They're transcendent stories that your parents told you. A day long gone that can only be found in the TCL YouTube channel. That's it.
Quick plug. TCL YouTube.
Go like, subscribe, press the little button that gives you notifications. All the above. You can check out all this action.
I should probably do that. Actually, I don't think I'm subscribed.
We're not doing a great job of building.
VP of the league.
Yeah. What are you doing? Talk to me.
Yeah, I don't know. Clearly not enough.
That's right. That's right.
Oh,
that's exactly right. Well, to take our viewers back to this game after the bantering session, the Echo, Diana, and the Silas all banned from I'll Take Mid, who has not played here, or who has just picked, and he's going to pull out that Syndra, which we've seen him play it. I wouldn't say it's necessarily his best champion, or mages in general tend not to be, but I think it's going to be a good pick, and I'm curious to see how he does on it.
Yeah. Usually we see him going for more of those like assassin, blow people up champs. I mean, not that Syndra isn't a blow people up champ. She certainly is, but
in my experience, she actually has to press less buttons to blow me up.
Right, but she probably won't have as much of that roaming potential, right? I mean, I'm not a mid laner, but that'd be my guess. And that is true. something that I'll Take Mid does a lot. From what I remember, that's like how he plays. Is he's not really too much in lane. He usually either tries to hard win lane or roam around and kill everybody.
Well, that's the thing he is good at. So right here, by the way, the Skarner pick from Wally Warp, he picked that, I believe, once or twice in the preseason. He definitely picked it against us. I think it's a terrifying pick. It actually has like a 55% win rate right now. It's one of those champions that you don't think of often. It's not picked often. It's not banned often, but it's actually kind of secret OP. That's what the Skarner is.
Yeah. One thing while we're waiting, just to bring up is some people might be wondering why not play the new champ Viego, who came out in this last patch. But according to the TCL rules, when new champs get released like this, we like to at least wait until the next patch, I think it is, Andrew, right, to allow them to be played, just so you can't. These champs are always busted, or there's something wrong with them, and got to work out the kinks, get used to them, get comfortable on them. And we want to make sure everyone has an opportunity to just play on them first, or play against them.
Learn,
yeah. We don't want any of the. Try to limit the cheese as much as possible.
Now let's think and let's use history here. I don't think we can actually reasonably expect that those champions are effectively balanced by the next patch. But you could at least have some ability,
understanding of how they work.
Understanding
right.
how they work.
Yeah.
Well, and I think in terms of Viego, I feel like he's actually going to be very easy to balance. For some of those people that are watching, maybe you haven't been paying attention to the patch notes, whatever it is, new champion released, his whole kind of kit is his passive that whenever someone dies near him, he can sort of pick up their soul and turn into that champion. So it's kind of like Silas, except instead of stealing alts, he steals the champion's whole basic kit.
And he can do it until he dies, right?
He can keep doing it. So the way it works is that he gets that champion for 10 seconds. He gets all their items, he gets everything they have, basically, and he becomes them, and then he can use his alt again, and his alt is just kind of a dash that ends in like an AoE slam that does damage, execute damage. So the whole purpose is that he basically picks up a champ, does a bunch of damage, uses his ult to slam, picks up the next one, and he sort of chains it through the.
So he's just morphing into all of the different champs as he goes.
That's
there's going to be some cool clips of that.
There will, but the interesting thing is that that is the thing the champ does. Outside of that, his kit isn't particularly broken. His W is a really simple dash and stun that does a little bit of damage. His Q is like a stab. That's pretty much it. his E his E's the coolest ability probably because it creates this like camouflage thing around a wall that he can walk through.
And Blood just sent us a message saying that he can actually upgrade items too if he's playing against an Ornn, which is pretty interesting.
If he turns into the Ornn, he can actually upgrade his team's items.
That is busted.
I know
that actually is a problem.
I would love to see. I would love to see that. In one of these games or something, people pick that out as the counter, start turning their team's items, because that's supposed to be like the one thing that makes Ornn so strong, right? This like kind of guaranteed late game insurance, and now you just now you don't have that, and you don't even have to pick Ornn.
Is he? Do you know? Can he be played in the top lane? Or is he a mid laner, or what is he supposed to be?
So it's pretty clear that he's a jungle.
Oh, he is? Oh, okay.
That's where people, I'd say about a third of people right now are playing him top lane. So it can be done. I think it's just kind of for fun. I don't think that's where he's going to end up. His kit is pretty
Well, he'll be a good counter pick, I would think, to an Ornn. Like if somebody picked Ornn at some point, maybe not a good lane counter pick, but just a game counter pick in general, because of that exact reason. I'm sure a lot of people don't realize that he can do that too. Yeah, we're going to see a lot of what do they call it, pub stomping, low elo pub stomping from Viego, probably exploiting those kinds of things.
Yep.
So.
All right, we are here on the Rift right now, ready to go. This is going to be a fun game. I got to say, I'm really excited. I'll take mid. I think at this point, a lot of people want to watch I'll take mid's team lose. Not because they're bad people or whatever, but they're kind of the champions.
I mean, they're kind of bad people.
Yeah, that's true. They do have Monkey on the team.
They do have Monkey, yeah.
We got the invade here. Monkey leading the way. Oh, here's the pause. Not sure I can see exactly something problems. I can't see right here from the...
I think it said internet problems, maybe.
Well, what an interesting time to pause, because they're going to come right out of this pause.
This is about to look really cheesy.
Correct.
But no, we will say, per the rules, combat has not ensued yet. So this pause is still technically legal.
It is a legal pause. Yeah, I think I actually don't know who paused it, which side initiated it. I will say it's probably not a...
I think it was red team. I think
No, it was blue team.
It was blue team. It was blue team. Well, we might have to investigate.
Hey, you know what? If the red team wants to file a dispute on this, then they're welcome to do that. Okay, that was nice. They didn't run right out of it. Okay, I think we're good here. All right, so right here, Monkey's going to come with this. The flash has to be taken from Droid 08. It's the only way he's going to get away from that. That was a really, really nice invade. A very rare path to take, and no question that's why they got caught on that, because no one ever does that. Great look here from Team Monkey Brains. And they're going to stick around here and make sure they grab that Skarner Spire as well, all four of them. I believe they get a very small amount of share gold.
So looks like top side, they're just setting up mostly 5-point, nothing too crazy here. What do you have to say about the brand pick?
Well, he's doing it, so it's one of the two picks that he's showing he wants to play over and over. Between that and Orianna, I actually think Orianna is kind of a crappy pick right now in general. It currently has like a 47.8 win rate. If you look at UGG, which is probably the lowest that Orianna's ever had. Mm-hmm. I would have used to say Brand back when Tiny Rick picked it last season all the time. I would have said it's kind of a troll mid laner. He actually did get changes that make it make him much
viable
mid lane. Yeah, he's actually viable. So, hard to say. In what I will say is, like, in their game last week, for anyone who watched it, Wojtek actually stole a Baron with the Brand passive burn with Leandrius. Yeah. Which like, I don't know. Can you say that that's what made the pick worth it? Probably not, but it's at least,
There was playing in that game. I can say there was that moment, and there was another team fight where Brand being able to land a huge.
The game coming here from out on the back and immediately taking the flash from I'll take mid Syndra here. Good respect flash. I think Watch probably could have gotten that stun off level 2. So good look here in the top lane. Pokemon Panda going in for a trade here on a Music X. Able to find that, and as we expected here, Shen wins this early lane. Kind of gets to do whatever he wants here.
Yep, definitely. I like the early aggression out of Rook Stout. It's good. It's nice to see him going mid lane too, especially knowing that a lot of his win condition is making sure that I'll take mid does not get out of control. So that's good to see.
An interesting path that he took there. He went blue. I believe he went blue Grump, Wolves third, and then immediately ganked mid. Went all the way around through the bottom side of mid to gank it immediately after. So you don't really see that very often. Usually you want to basically keep the tempo on your clear up. Luckily, he clears just a slightly faster than this Skarner here, who's running 1 billion miles an hour, and the pony actually has to run away from that. Wow. That's pretty cool. This Skarner...
They have a good opportunity to collapse on this Ornn, but it looks like they're not going to take it. Yeah, well, I guess with the Hecarim is chilling there, it's probably a little risky, but
yeah, they're for the counter. And you're the Skarner also, your ganks don't get absolutely insane until you hit level 6, and so what you're going to see him do is just kind of path around his jungle and perma-farm until he can get to that level 6.
Right. I will say, notably, top lane, although Shen is clearly pushing in Ornn's been poking him around, Music X is still maintaining a CS lead this early in the game, which I think is really good. I think it's a testament to how comfortable he actually is on that champion. I know I definitely have tried to push him in and be aggressive against him, and he's still able to farm. He plays passive, and he scales, and then he gives his team items and all this.
And one thing you don't want to see here is that the Shen, I don't know what happened. He must have taken a bad trade, because if we look top here, the Shen is actually at about 200 HP. X is now winning in farm.
Yep.
I'm not sure what happened. He's going to lose some farm and have to TP. Oh, no, so yeah. I think Music's going to go take this opportunity to go back.
In the chat, to answer Eccles' question there, is there a prize pool? Yes, there is. Every player at the beginning of the season paid in $15, I think, this season. So there is a prize pool. Doing the math off the top of my head, I don't really... How much is it? I'll try and do the math real quick. I know second place gets their money back. Is that right?
Yeah, and then first place team gets 500, a little over 500 bucks.
A little over 500, yeah. So about 120 each or so.
You're giving the man a lot of details here. Yes, there's the prize pool. Answered. Done. Next, it's cash. Wally Warp here, just out of vision. He's going to be able to sneak into this bush, looking for the lane gank. A really unique thing to see from a Skarner. I think he was actually caught out on that ward right there. I think he was found. Yeah, Wojtek looking for a really good ward here. Gonna find Wally basically whenever he tries to gank. Yeah, walking out of that. Now Rookstout's up a level here. Interestingly, doesn't stay to try and take some early trades. Tokimon actually had to flash right there. This guy, sir, you have to go back. He hasn't gone back yet.
I think he heard. He must have been hearing me say that Shen's a counter.
Oh, right here, level 6, found the stun onto it. The ult with it looks like 5 Cinder Balls and the Ignite. I don't think Wojtek was expecting that, but whatever happened that we missed, he was very, very much out of position, getting caught there right in the middle of the lane. So I don't know if he was coming back from a ward or something, but yeah, good job from I'll Take Mid regardless, finding that and taking advantage of that kind of positioning. Really good play. I also want to note that top lane, Tokimon TP'd back, but it looks like he TP'd immediately, and so he came back like about half HP. Wally here, coming up from the topside gank. Music looking for the pink ward. He goes for the pink ward. Actually, Shen taunt comes through, finds Music, who's trying to run away, and he can't. Man, that's one of the saddest parts of when you're top lane. You're walking in to get that pink ward, you ward it, and the jungler shows up and says, "Hi, I'm here. You die now." And that's what we saw right there.
You hate to see it.
Maybe do. Rook Stout here. stealing this red buff, taking the opportunity while he knows Skarner's top. He's going to be looking to turn this into a bot lane gank if I know anything about him. Meanwhile, there, Wojtek, again, I think he's expecting Rook Stout to be below him. That's why he's so far down, but now he's just going to get picked up by Wally Warp with the impale, pulls him back, says, get back here. Music trying to be a good teammate. TP's in. He's way too late. Shen all coming through. Question is, can they find this? The Shen is in. Do they have the damage? They're going to be able to find him. Rook comes in at the end. Once his team is already dead, I don't really know what he thought he was going to do there, but it definitely wasn't going to be much of anything. The question is, are they going to get away? Lucid, the good teammate right there, is going to go through, get a spell chip, but at what cost is he going to be able to get out of this? It looks like he might be able to, depending on the cooldown of Monkey Q here. He does not have spell shield. He's going to die for it, trying to be a good teammate, getting there, taking that Morgana Q for Mr. Droid 08, and that's going to be a decisive win for Team Monkey Brains.
Decisive team fight win. Let's clarify.
Yeah. So sorry, not decisive. Yeah, decisive fight win.
Game over.
Game over.
Mercy rules in effect. 6-0.
I've seen some wild comebacks here in TCL. Man. It can happen.
No, definitely.
At the end of the day, we're all dogs. No one knows how to finish games here.
Man, you hate to see that. Just thinking back, I mean that essentially just seems like a communication breakdown. Everyone felt like they needed to try and help out. At the end of the day, they honestly probably should have seen the writing on the walls, or Music should have seen the writing on the walls. Brand was going to die, and Orange should have just stayed top, held his TP, let him die, and that would have been the end of it. But instead, they give away 4 kills.
Mid here showing why he's kind of in contesting for the best mid laner in TCL right now. Basically, every little tiny positioning error that Wojtek makes, he picks him out, he finds the Syndra ult, and I'm kind of left here thinking that Mr. Wojtek in the mid lane on the brand, twice we've seen him standing like way past halfway in the lane, like sitting by a bush, and I'm just curious why he keeps getting caught doing this. I hope it doesn't happen again. It looks like it's going to. Nope, he's going to run away. I don't believe this Ignite's going to kill him. He should not tick down. He's not going to make it, but he is getting caught out way too high up, and he's just not respecting what the enemy Syndra and Skarner can do to him.
Yeah, and I think after that, after he has to back, we're going to see a pretty big gap now in the mid lane. Not that there isn't already one. Unfortunately, looking topside, it looks like Shen, despite being what looked like chipped out of lane a little bit, he was able to come back, and he's leading in CS.
Well, I would hope so.
And he's got his 2 kills.
I was going to say, he does, and in the Ornn here, doesn't matter. He's going to scale into this crazy late game tank. Shen definitely did need to take over that. Oh, I love watching that from Monkey, by the way. He'll always walk up. It looks like he's going to be going through that Morgana bind onto Lucid, who's standing on the left side of the lane up there, and then he goes across the minion line right in the gap between them and tries to find the support from tugging that bush. It's a common thing you'll see him do, and it totally catches you off guard every single time.
Looks like we've got Skarner trying to snag the rift, and so far it looks like Hecarim might not make it in time to stop him.
Nor do I think he's really in the position to be able to do that.
No, does he care? Yeah, he's like, yeah.
Well, his top side's down 2 kills. His mid is down 2 kills, and so pretty much all he's got left is bot lane here, who is up CS but is also down 2 kills on this. So, okay, so Rook Stout is going to come. He's going to try and find the bait here. Brilliant taunt right there from the Shen. That's going to prevent that Ornn ult from hitting. At the end of the day, it's not going to matter. Great damage. Rook Stout comes in at the right time, and that was a great bait right there.
We'll say, too bad to see that the kill ended up going to the Ornn. I think it would have been better served on the Hecarim, especially because he's going to be trying to make more global plays. But regardless, I think that's definitely going to at least help Ornn stay in this game, in this lane, rather.
Monkey coming up, finding the double ult. The spell shield. Oh, man, Luciv doesn't realize the spell shield needs to happen at the beginning. Boy. So, yeah, so that's a fun fact for all you TCL viewers right now. What Luciv tried to do is he tried to spell shield when the Morgana ult stuns. You actually have to spell shield on application. There's a few other spells like that. Wally Warp coming in, looking for the dive. He's so tanky at this point that it's not even going to matter. Those 2 turret shots are going to take him down to like 2/3 HP maybe. And yeah, this brand's falling behind.
I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of scared of Wally's Skarner. You know, I don't think I've given it enough attention up until now, but he That's CC. You don't see it often. You don't see the Skarner too often, but I feel like when you do see it, it really ruins your time.
I'm telling you, that
fun.
champ is giga busted right now. Has a 55% win rate. It's impossible to kill. You see how literally incredibly tanky he is just with one single hit in here. Yeah, that's it. Oh man, this is some beautiful top lane action that trades back and forth.
Just two burly dudes beating it out, you know?
That's exactly
phrasing.
That's exactly right. Well, here, Tokimana is going to win the beat out here. Rook Stout coming in from the back, the same exact angle he took the first time, and they're going to find a return. Actually, the question is the Channel going to be able to stop it? It does not. The Channel comes through. Shen does not make it down. Great play from Joa. Rook Stout here. By the way, we've got the flash here going Tokimon Panda on the Music X. Looks like the double flash, and both of them are like 10 HP. The question is, can Rook Stout come up here and get this tempo here? The Ornal has just come off a cooldown. Music, don't even walk up to it. Don't walk up to it. No reason to do that. Taking a really beautiful play and just absolutely messing it up.
Yeah, he didn't need to proc his passive there. He didn't need to hit the brittle. He could have just let Hecarim deal with it.
Didn't, but not to dwell on the negativity here, because the fact is, Mr. Rook Stout, 2 ganks in a row, bringing his team back into it. Man, I really, really, really like what he's doing right now, and obviously we've seen the Skarner 006 and the tempo from Team Monkey Brains, but man, this Hecarim, he's trying to pull it back.
Yeah, and I think we're gonna definitely see Hecarim, Mr. Rook Stout, continuing to just play through that mid, play through bot.
Oh, he actually got the spell shield right correctly this time, but he's going to get bound. I think he's going to get Skarner ulted immediately, and I think he's just going to pop real quick. Is he going to be able to get away? Toasty does jump in. He's going to be able to find that kill. Yeah, Toasty does not give a F. Rook Stout shows up here, but a little bit too late, and he's going to get invaded. Wally Warp can kind of walk and do whatever he wants. And this poor Sivir starts the game 0-3-0, and now I'm kind of wondering... maybe even though she's against some tanks, did she need to buy a Galeforge for just a chance of staying alive?
Yeah. Looking at the top, we've got a gold difference of about 4k now. It looks like a lot of it is definitely in the mid lane and bot lane, primarily. Top is still somewhat even, just only a 500k gold lead despite those 3 kills going to Shen.
Yeah, interesting there, and the question is how much of this ends up being a lane difference versus a, team gold getting these turrets, etc. Because you end up getting a lot of just random gold through those kinds of things as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Monkey has gone B. The only time that this poor Sivir is going to be allowed to sit in lane is if the enemy Morgana is standing literally on the other side of the map. So let's hope she stays there for a little while so this man can get some more farm and at least hopefully catch up gold-wise to this ADC. Oh man, and Wally Warp on the Skarner. Always looking for it. They're going to go over this wall. They're going to be able to find him right there. Oh, watch! Wojtek immediately is going to get blown up. He just goes on the blast cone to the wrong person. Joe is sitting in the middle of 3 people, actually doing a ton of damage and healing a bunch. They're going to be able to find Wally, but again, at what cost? Luciv here, and look at this, I'll take mid on Syndra coming around the corner. He's going to be able to find this done. Luciv might still have his spell shield. I'm not sure. It should be coming back up soon. Good damage from Luciv here. The TP is coming through, and I believe this is going to be a dead AK here. But the Ornn is coming through, and you don't want this TP, good sir, and he's already like 10 HP. Oh man, he's going to flash out. He's going to use all of his mobility to get out. I'll take mid, uses the ult to try and secure the kill. He forgot that he's against an Ornn who has way too much tankiness early in the game, and that's some more interesting gameplay we're watching here.
Yeah, definitely. I do think I will give credit to Music there. Good thinking on the W to block the Syndra stun there. That's a lot of times if you're that low HP, just be like, nope, I'm getting out of here and just try and book it. But I'm glad he had that heads up thinking. Probably saved himself from dying, honestly.
Well, I think when you're in solo queue, I think you've got this habit of hey, I'm going to sit in my lane kingdom. I'm going to get the farm because the only person I can rely on is myself. And then you go and you start playing team play with people. And when you play team play with people, you get this like counter urge where the moment you see anyone show up anywhere, you just press TP no matter what. And I think what funny enough, I think the Ornn there at 1/3 HP, if you show up, I don't know what the best case scenario is, but it was very unlikely that you were even going to get to the best case scenario. But it's not going to matter here because Musicax comes in looking for the ult here on the Wally Warp. This is a 3v2. Oh, but Toasty comes over the wall. Yeah, this is still a 4v3. Music, unfortunately, is just going to get burned down by this. His team can't show up, and yeah, I don't think they had the right vision. I don't think they knew Shen ult is up, but that was a 4v3, and so if they could have come and gone on the same target there right away, they actually could have taken those fights. And what I would say is, in this game, you need to be taking the fights now because this lead's just going to get worse over time.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at this point, so we're looking at this game, 14-4, got a, what is that, a 6K gold lead in blue team's favor, 2 towers up. What do you think we have to do, or what do you think red team has to do to pull this one through? I mean, I have to imagine they've got to stop the bleeding, but besides, in a lot of the bleeding's coming from just kills, because there isn't like a huge tower difference or anything, or even a CS difference at this point. But what do you think it has to take at this point?
It's certainly going to be hard. Right here, you have a very traditional classic pick comp here from Team Monkey Brains. They have the Morgana, he hits his bindings, they have the Syndra follow-up, and if that all isn't enough, they have the Skarner who comes in at 10 billion miles an hour and can pull anyone wherever he wants to. The question here is basically, how can you avoid that, get the vision you need to know when you have to back up and run away? Oh, Rook Stout going to get caught completely out of position here. He didn't realize that Monkey was in that brush. Great positioning from Monkey, honestly. Oh, and it looks like he's going to be able to get out, but meanwhile on the top side, I'll take mid, takes the 1v1 onto this poor Brand and this poor guy. Oh, and he spell shields. I believe he just spell shielded the ult. Yeah, he just spell shielded the Skarner ult. It's ultimately not going to matter. Oh my god, that's a QE right there on the droid. Yeah, unfortunate that Luciv couldn't get out there because he actually just spell shielded the Skarner ult, and he still had flash up, but ultimately the damage is going to not work out. By the way, just want to quickly pull... Here, found Monkey backing. What the Shen ult's coming in. I don't think he chases this. I don't think he chases it. Yeah.
Oh no!
Can't chase it. I don't think he realized why that shield was coming, but that is an ult right there. Droid there. I'll take mid. Oh my god! That's a QE from the Syndra.
Man, yeah, this is you hate to see this. It seems like they're sort of losing grasp on what their objective is at this point. But we'll see. I mean, they could still turn this around, I think. Really just have to turtle, stop the bleeding, wait for their Ornn to start upgrading items. Ornn should stick to a side lane and just start farming. He needs to stop trying to make global plays at this point.
Well, and I want to note that, and this is something that happens in disorganized team play all the time, all of these depths that they're taking right now from, again, the pick comp, it's all because they're walking into their jungle.
Yeah.
You cannot walk into your jungle right now.
Yeah, no, they don't have any vision control whatsoever.
It's not like they're taking, like, at this point, I almost want to see them force these guys to siege so they can go up and at least take a fair fight. Oh, poor Waj.
Well, and I'll even say, instead of focusing even on the lack of vision control on red side, I'll say...
Oh my god, he's going to walk into the billion miles an hour by the Skarner, and Monkey's going to follow that up with the Dark Binding. Yeah. Raj is getting a little pissed off, saying, why do I have to allow these people into my jungle? He goes and tries to find a full combo. It does a third of Wally's HP. And then
Wally is everywhere tonight. He is literally everywhere, and he is constantly getting these picks. This man, I'm telling you, this Skarner, when we play them, I am banning this Skarner. I don't care what my captain says. I'm banning this Skarner.
See, I gotta tell you, it's really hard to do. Here's the problem against this team is there's so many things that you have to ban. And by the way, I don't think it's ever... I've learned this lesson. It's not worth banning I'll take Vince champions. He has enough champions that do the same thing.
Yeah.
Murder.
They are pretty much all the same. Yeah. They're all big burst champs that just blow you up if you get out of position or get caught at some point.
I would say if I'm looking for a strategy against these guys, and I don't know that this is true, I would say look to ban out their jungle and topside. I'll take mid has enough champions to do what he wants when he wants. Banning ADC, right now there's enough meta ADCs, and Toasty, Toasty actually prefers champs like Aphelios, and so like his comfort picks, like, okay, you just banned all the meta ADCs, okay, fine, he picks comfort, and he's still going to find a way to pop off. Monkey can play basically literally everything. I mean, he's a Diamond 1 jungler or whatever he is. And you're left here with Wally Warp and Tokimon, who are the lowest ranked players on the team, and Yet somehow, every single time I watch one of their games, it's Wally's ganks early on that's getting them these leads. And so I'm wondering if you can take them off this stuff and slow down their gameplay early game as a way of beating them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, Wally has a fantastic KDA right now. He's not, like, insanely popping off in terms of kills, but I don't think that should diminish how active he's been in this game. I mean, he's been besides I'll take mid occasionally getting just blowing Brand up by himself, which has happened a couple times now. He has been everywhere.
They're actually starting the Baron right here at 23 minutes. It's completely unknown. No one even thinks a single thing of it right here. The Shen is still showing bot side. Yeah, I think Rook knows, but he's going to show up too late. He's going to hear the sound, and he's going to have to get out.
They fried that thing, too. 23 minutes in this game, the amount of damage that is on blue team's team
I might say
is insane.
It might have something to do with the 7 and no Tristana. Just a thought.
It could. You know, it's plausible. We'll have to run the numbers, you know.
Do the analysis. We'll get back
analysis.
to everyone in chat. Yeah. once we find out. Bovey, the stats man, will go over the numbers, do the graphs. Put the deck together.
Exactly. We'll get the interns on it.
That's exactly right. TCL interns. Yeah, can we get TCL interns?
Dude, I hope so.
What can we pay them in?
Cryptocurrency that's not worth anything.
With the hope
that it will eventually become worth something.
Well,
so
we
like all those altcoins.
We should pay him in Dogecoin.
Dogecoin, there we go.
Yeah, we'll pay him in Dogecoin.
I love it. League coin. we got a recommendation.
There we go.
League coin.
That's absolutely brilliant. Hey, you never know when Dogecoin's going to pop off. I remember back in the day, going on Reddit, and almost every day you'd see something about Dogecoin and people acting like it's this legitimate currency. It makes me wonder.
Oh God. You know, they're going to be the ones laughing when it does become a legitimate currency someday.
I know, that's true.
We're sitting here just like, we thought it was a meme.
Well, it's like people in the 1960s, or like that guy in the late 1800s who basically said that they should shut down the U.S. Patent Office because everything that could be invented has already in the late 1800s.
Yeah.
Seriously. It's really easy to make really dumb statements about the future.
Right.
Right here, Hecarim, interestingly, showing by this bot lane like they're going to be able to find the Skarner. I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot kill this guy. You need to go in and you need to find either Toasty or I'll take mid. Unfortunately, right there, Rook was kind of looking for a play, trying to make something happen. And I think he spent so much time looking for that play that he forgot to look at the map. Unfortunately, he's going to die. The flash from Mikey's going to take in. They're going to find that kill. Luciv trying to make it happen, do the best he can. Actually getting the Zanyas out of Monkey right here. I'll take mid. Flashes in. Absolutely no F's given of any kind whatsoever. Music X is like 1 versus 5 right here. Trying to find the Ornell. It's not going to matter. And yeah, I don't think these guys are going to be able to defend base. I think this might show.
Yeah, this might just be the end of the game. Yeah, unfortunately, it just seems like... I don't want to speak too soon, but it just seems like they fell apart a little bit too early in this one. They didn't really give their Ornn a chance to scale too much, which is definitely necessary. Same with the Sivir. Got caught out a little too much, and now it seems like it's just going to be pretty tough to pull this back. But it looks like they might get another chance. Game's not over quite yet.
They are gonna, but unfortunately we have about a 15k gold difference right here. Yeah, that's going to be... I will rarely ever call a game over or insurmountable, but I got to say this is about as close as I've seen, especially in kind of a league play scenario where you can kind of just group up, find the CC, find the Morgana Q. Yeah, I think these guys are going to go. They're going to take this dragon, and I think they're going to just slowly walk it in through one of these extra lanes, and they're going to find the end of the game. I think that's going to be the premise. The question is can they execute it? We've not seen anything today that would lead us to believe that they can't. So let's assume they're going to. And yeah, here we are. What do you think? Let's start. I think maybe it's probably time to start talking about strategies next game and what these guys have to do to.
Yeah.
What do you think?
So honestly, it's frankly it's hard to say. So I think they were banking on the Ornn scaling, and they were hoping that this game would go long enough to where kind of like my team's games against them last week.
And not to mention
earlier this week.
The 400 CS Sivir win condition. The classic.
Right. So I think they were hoping that they could eventually just like let this game ride out to where they're so tanky, they're so
they're going to take the engage here. Lucid goes down with the alt droid sitting right next behind him. The engage is going to go on. He's going to go to find the Hecarim. They actually are going to be able to kill the front line on this. No, not the front line. That's Take Mid. He gets caught way too far ahead. Right here, Waj is going to be able to find the stun on Monkey right here. He goes in. He's going to die. Oh my god, there's actually breathing life right now. Toasty and Wally were the only two people. Oh, sorry, the Tokimon is there. He puts it in their top side. I believe we actually didn't see a Shen ult. So yeah, his mid laner just kind of died, and we didn't see the Shen ult. Not sure what happened right there.
All right.
These guys are showing life. They found the 5-4.
Yeah. There we go. This is what they need to do. Trying to bring it back. How much of a wave do they have to fight off right now in their base? Let's go over there. Oh, it looks like it's not that bad. I thought it was going to be bigger than that.
No, it's fine. The Shen's still topside, interestingly. I'd like to see the Sivir show up and just kill this guy.
And Orange just got his mythic upgraded. Good news. So things are moving in the right direction. They're going to start scaling. He's got level 14 now, so he's going to be able to upgrade that Sivir, I'm guessing. I would assume he's going to go there. We'll have to see.
100%. That is the only person that you can.
If he knows what's good for him.
Yeah, Sivir is the person that you want carrying these fights. Really good look there. Something the positioning on that front to back team fight. Droid doing a really good job of sitting on top of Luciv during that whole fight and positioning kind of as a unit. So really good job there, and obviously it seemed to have worked out. Luciv getting Rook Stout getting keyed in rather than he's getting invaded. Starts running away early. Lucky enough, not enough damage to pull him down, but. This poor guy is not allowed to have control of his jungle, but Music X is going to go in and try to find the Shen. Not going to happen. Really good taunt over the wall there. Wally does own the Spire, and so he's running 1 billion miles an hour. Look at this red butt, enjoying a vacation on the other side of the wall.
I will say, it looks like, I don't know if Joa had to, or Rook Stout had to give like a rousing speech or something, but despite them about to give up the Baron, I mean, it does seem like they're a lot more coordinated right now, playing a lot more as a team together.
Well, the unfortunate thing is that the Baron is going to make it a lot harder. Still, even after
they just got to ride it out. Just got to ride this out.
Even after that fight, I will note that there's still a 15k gold difference because of that Baron giving team gold there.
Hey, in the words of Jon Snow, battles have been won against greater odds. That's my Scottish accent.
Yeah, but you only went into the accent halfway through the sentence.
That is because I am not an actor.
Not yet.
Not yet. It's my dream.
Some actors started their careers later on, right?
You're right. Who knows? Maybe they'll see the goatee and be like, "Damn, that guy needs to be on television."
Like that guy's hot.
That guy's
hot. No. Yeah, right here. They still have a turret. Personally, I'd like to see them go in and just engage a fight before they lose every single inhib, because the problem is that if you lose all 3 inhibs with a Baron, you actually just have to run it in. You don't need to interact with the enemy team. They will not be able to. Oh, he's going to be hit with that binding. The amazing damage onto the Hecarim, but he's just going to pop. He's immediately dead. Now Luciv is doing the deeps. Oh, but he's going to get caught right there and immediately exploded. Toasty's having a great time. They're going to find the damage right here onto the brand towards the end of it, and they're going to push this in, and this is going to be GG. Well played. Really good job from both teams, and let's get on to the next one, folks. I want to see some more something.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say is, like, despite how one way that sort of felt for a lot of it, there was a sign of life there near the end. There was a spark out of the chess club, or team chess club. So I hope they are able to stay a little bit more coordinated going into game 2. Looking at that damage, my God, that is a lot of damage. Yeah. Just a lot of damage. I mean, well, actually, you know what? It's closer. There is a lot of damage out of that Ornn, I will say, for what it's worth.
And I called this out at the beginning of the game immediately when we saw the Hecarim picked early. You had a Shen. You had a Morgana.
Yeah.
You had a Skarner. Who exactly is Hecarim supposed to go in on? What's he supposed to do in that team comp?
They have so many note buttons that just like say nah, get away, Hecarim. Shoo.
Correct. That's precisely what it is. And yeah, that was a really convincing game. Again, I will say a lot more damage than we expected. Luciv did his best to pop off in some of those fights. his front line, frankly, just died too fast here. So, yeah, unfortunate. I want to see more coming out of Joa's team, and I want to see it early. Yeah, that's I don't know what to say. I hope they can come and find a better early game. They kind of like in all of those early fights just died one by one, and they need a real team strategy and need to come together as a team.
Yeah, I think they should definitely be looking at this next round as an opportunity to ban the pick comp, ban this comp that's going to just be slowly picking them off one by one, because that's literally how they fell apart. I think in team fights, frankly, and we saw even near the end, they were down 15 gold, but they were able to 15k gold, but they were able to win a team fight. I mean, I think that's their win condition, is having strong team fights and resisting those pick comps. So we'll have to see.
Yep. All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for tuning into game one. Really exciting one. Lots of fighting. A little bit one-sided, but we'll see what happens next one. We're going to go for a quick break right here. We'll be back in about 4 or 5 minutes. And so stay tuned, and thank you so much to chat, and we'll see you soon.
he at his PC?
All right, we are back. Thank you, everyone in chat, for hanging around during that quick break there. As the stream said, it is not Team Monkey Brains 1 to Team Monkey Brains 1. It is Team Monkey Brains 1 to the Chess Club 0 right here. We're back here in Game 2 after a very energetic and pretty one-sided game here from Team Monkey Brains. So what's the analysis, Sauce Man?
Yeah, I mean, I think what it frankly just comes down to is it looks like Team 1, or rather, no, I'm sorry, Team 2 now. So Team Monkey Brains was able to just capitalize and execute their win condition better than the Chess Club, frankly. I mean, their win condition was to play a pickoff comp. They did exactly that. They were able to cascade those kills into multiple kills based on basically the Chess Club making poor TP plays, late support plays, coming in to try and support players who are getting picked off and doing it too late. And I think that's frankly what did it for Team Monkey Brains. But we'll have to see. I think going into game 2, they really have to do a hard reset and sort of figure out what exactly they want to accomplish. Because if they want to accomplish a late scaling comp, which it seemed like they were going for, they need to play a lot safer early, bank on just farming, preserving towers, getting kills when it's secure. They can secure a kill and just scale the game. Draw this game out rather than giving up so many early kills.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of the hope. I think right there we sort of watched Joa, try to make some of those plays. I don't want to see this thing where, the two of these guys are like, one guy goes in and he gets killed. The next guy goes in and he gets killed. And I feel like of the first, 5 fights, 3 of them were that way. There was no single fight where they all kind of met front to back and said, hey, we're going to go in on each other. That being said, obviously that means that this pick comp was being executed to perfection here, from Team Monkey Brain. So I don't want to say that's too much of a negative right there on the side of the Chess Club, but they have to see that coming. And again, I really, really, really want to see bans on the jungle and the top side. At the end of the day, you need something to abuse. You need something to go after. You need a weakness to dig into. And if you're going to go after bot lane or especially mid, you're not going to find the weakness to dig into.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I think at least for this game, that definitely makes sense. They just got to ban the top side, ban the mid, or ban the jungle. I mean, if we're looking at, I mean, Music X he's a fine top laner. I mean, despite, and we should also draw a comment. You can see. Oh, actually, you can't see it on the screen, but I mean, despite him being one of the lower ranked top laners, I mean, the bottom in this league is still serviceable. It's still, we're talking high gold players. They're not players who don't know how to play the game. So he 100%. Should be able to find, and we saw that clearly. I mean, he was playing Ornn well, but I think he just, frankly, he'll pop off if he's able to get Pokemon off of all of his comfort picks. He'll be able to carry that lane. That'll be easy if we're able to get Wally off of his clear comfort picks. Rook Stout is arguably the best jungler in TCL. I think some might share a different opinion, but at least in season 1, he was definitely the strongest jungler. And in order to pop off, I think we just need to make sure that we're not putting Wally on some suppressing champs like Skarner, which is literally the most suppressing champ you could possibly have in this entire.
Was that intended to be a pun?
I mean, it wasn't, but we'll say it was because 200 IQ.
We take those, as the man Luciv says himself.
Exactly.
We take those.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think that we're going to see a bit of this sort of rock paper scissors develop over once the meta is starting to sort of come together for TCL, because we're going to have teams that are better against certain teams than other ones. And that might not make them the best team, but it's going to make them good for what they're good at. And the reason I think that is, for example, right here, you would typically think that you want to lay into the top side against I'll Take Mid's team here with Wally, Warp, Pokemon, Panda, again, being good players in their own right, but definitely the lowest ranked of the team, and typically the TCL strategies rely around going and digging into that. Yeah. And so the problem is right here is that Music X is a tank player. He's not one of your carries. And so though Joe is team here, the chess club is really well suited to win a lot of games. Going up against these guys, I don't really know if they are. Yeah. They're not suited. That doesn't mean they can't. It's just they're not going to have that advantage because they're not going to be able to go and abuse that top side. So anyway, just my take on the matter. We're here into Champ Select. What do you want to see in Champ Select, and how does it differ from last time?
Yeah, so let's see. So we're already seeing that they're clearly. It looks like Team Monkey Brains is taking the same strategy already. They're going to ban out. I'm sorry. Team Chess Club is taking the same strategy already. They're going to try and ban out mid lane. I disagree with that based on what we've been talking about. And it looks like, actually, I think this is the exact same ban order so far. They're just trying to get rid of Jarvan, which we know that Rook Stout's on. I really want to see. I would love to see Team the Chess Club pick. They can pick a scaling comp. I think they're fine doing that, but I want to see them just execute on it better. I
also want to see something that's not the brand mid lane.
I would love to see a different pick out of Wojtek. I completely agree with that. Not to interrupt, but the brand is stale. We know that he plays Ori, Brand, and Anivia have been the big three that he's always been going.
Pick the Anivia.
I think the Anivia is frankly just a better pick.
It's like a 53.5% win rate. Yeah, that champion.
Right, it's objectively a great pick.
Good Shen ban. Interesting on the Shen ban because I know that Music plays it, and they are blue side, I believe, this game. Are they? They are because we're seeing it here.
Do you think we might be seeing a? If they don't ban the Gnar out of Tokimon, I don't think Music. Oh, there we go. Okay, so they're banning the Gnar. I like that. I like that they're taking 2 picks away from Tokimon. So this is going to force Tokimon into, I think, Urgot or Ornn. I think he does play Ornn himself. I would imagine he's probably going to play Ornn, but we'll see.
Well, they might first pick it again. So This is interesting because I think I don't know. I don't know if Rook evaluated the same thing we did. If I'm Rook, I'm banning junglers, and he didn't ban junglers. And so either that means that he has seen this pick and ban and has noticed that they pick jungle second rotation. I actually don't remember when they picked jungle. I believe they last picked it, or they picked it towards the end, and so that would be second rotation. Great observation if that's the case. Or if not, they're truly not scared of the Skarner and they think they have a strat against it. So we'll see. Very curious, though, and very clear what they're trying to do around topside this game.
Yeah, it looks like we're so Luciv here is making the call, trying to take Tristana off the board from Toasty. We know that Toasty was... I mean, his Tristana was definitely terrifying, and he was able to dive under tower, dive back out. I mean, he did it a couple times, and it was easy. So they're definitely trying to take that off them. Looks like we have the Senna pick.
I wonder if we're going to see a Senna Soraka here. Monkey does like playing Soraka.
Well, so is Senna still taken as a support these days?
No, it almost
exclusively ADC. Okay.
And Toasty played. Yeah, no, Monkey doesn't play Senna, but I'm wondering if the Soraka actually did just get buffed, and so Senna actually did too. So it would be really funny if we saw this immediate Soraka lock in right here. Mm-hmm. What is this going to end up being from Wally? The Cho'Gath.
So Tokimon is planning on playing a Cho'Gath. Interesting first pick.
That was a late lock-in. Well, you can. I mean, Cho'Gath. The thing is Cho'Gath doesn't have a whole lot of bad matchups because at the end of the day, that passive allows him to just sit up there and farm and not die. I'm surprised because I haven't seen this anywhere on his match history. There are a few things that I believe he like the Ornn just hasn't been picked yet, and I know that he likes to play that Ornn, and he's actually a Teemo main, by the way.
Yeah, he is. He always one fun fact you'll see him. If you're paying close attention to pick ban, oftentimes he'll hover the Teemo until like the last 2 seconds and then swap it to whatever he's actually going to pick. It's his ongoing meme. Like it's all the laughs.
I will say this Cho, this is an official lock-in, and again by rules if it's locked in and there wasn't a tech issue that caused it, that does remain. I actually do think this was locked, so we'll see.
I think it was. Yeah. I think we would have gotten a message by now if it was a mistake. With that actually is the rules, I believe, right?
I feel bad. Yeah, I feel bad. I don't say any of this to doubt his Cho'Gath. I just haven't.
I've just never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen him play it. Yeah.
So this.
But I mean, we saw people last season play Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath was he was a pretty frequent champ last season, and we saw him like
specifically by one player.
Well, yeah, one player, and I think a handful of others played him occasionally.
I don't think
nobody played it. Was it really just him?
I mean, you have the data, so we can. We can
look. Yeah, we'll get the interns on that one. But
that's right. Yeah, if someone can provide it to my microphone, please.
Right. What's this? What's this I'm hearing? Yeah. So we got the Malphite ban. I like that. So now they're just trying to target Music X. That's a smart strategy out of Team Monkey Brains. Sorry, I think
it's funny because the Cho'Gath obviously plays well into Malphite, and you also have a Morgana. So
but they know that Music plays it. I mean, if you look at the most recent game, they know the Music can play it, and he can do Cho'Gath or do Malphite things. Like that's really all it takes.
By the way, the lack of Ornn showing up in these bans is telling me that they actually want him to play Ornn.
I don't know why though.
So
why would you give
Red Side also? I will say Red Side doesn't have to ban it if they want it because they have first pick after this. So my guess is they're actually just going to lock the Ornn. Or no, sorry, they already picked the Cho'Gath. What am I talking about? Yeah, they want him to play Ornn. Okay,
right. Why? But I don't really get why. Why would you want? I mean, maybe it's just they feel they're not super intimidated by it. I don't know. I guess my point is, I would rather just lean into forcing him onto a. Well, I guess the trade-off they're probably discussing. Frankly, like we're not in their comms, so we don't know. But I'm guessing they were discussing whether it's more beneficial to ban the Ori, which we know is one of Wojtek's big picks. I think it's his main. Like it would be his one trick if he had one. I know he plays a handful of champs, but I think that would be his primary.
Oh, is this going to be the Kanye? No, it's going to be the Olaf, a disgusting champion. Anyone who's been playing solo queue knows that this champion is insane right now. I'm sitting here hoping that we can get a mid lane that can deal with these tanks and some of this crazy healing.
Good into Nunu, good into Seraphine. That he can mitigate all of their CC. With his ult. It's a pretty good pick so far.
I tell you, my solo queue enemy team comps be looking like this, and my team still doesn't buy healing reduction. Every time it never happens.
I hate to see it.
I hate to see it, and I hate to see it every time I play solo queue, but that's just the reality of how it works. That's the game, and the real game isn't solo queue. It's living through the mental and not checking yourself into a facility after playing enough solo queue. That's really the game.
There's a reason I've only played 3 solo queue games this season so far. I don't need that kind of toxicity in my life. We're already in a pandemic. I'm trying to cool things down for myself, not trying to make it worse. So
I wanted to say that you get enough of that toxicity on the golf course in PGA, but you actually beat me in that last tournament. So
I did beat you. I
can't even say that right now, unfortunately. So
quick plug for PGA.
Yep, PGA Tour 2K21. Buy it. We've got
great game.
Society. We all go and we play scrambles and online things. If any of you in chat want to play, buy it. Join us. It's a ton of fun. Right here, we got in Anivia and a Tristana. The Anivia obviously has a little bit of tank killiness, but against some of this absolutely bonkers healing, I guess my question is, are they going to be able to cut through all of it and all of the HP to actually find some kills through this game?
Yeah, so I'm looking at their comp and I'm trying to think what here is the goal. I'm thinking it's pretty much entirely to just get Elusive insanely fed. Like I have to imagine that's their only.
The literal goal here is to force the enemy team to engage onto you and run over Nunu ult and Anivia ult through the entire thing.
So it's a bait comp, essentially. It's a bait comp. They're going to have Tristana in the back, firing away. Anivia's trapping everybody.
I'd say disengage comp is probably a better way of describing it, in my opinion. The Nunu fits into it interestingly. He obviously has the ult, but he wants to be
because he's an engage. Like he is like the engage champ.
Yeah, the hope here is that the Olaf and the Cho'Gath have to walk through all of those slows and all that crazy CC that we show on this. Obviously, Morgana, Senna going to be having to do the same thing. The question is that during all of that, if the Sylas finds a good flank and he finds the Ornn ult, or he goes in, finds the flank, and gets the Nunu ult, well, yeah, I think we already know what's going to happen, especially after seeing I'll take mid Sylas some last season. He knows how to play the champ. He knows how to go crazy with it. I wonder, we're going to see a Gore Drinker on the Olaf. We're going to see the Cho'Gath doing Cho'Gath things. And Sylas healing half his health bar every 4 seconds because of his W. Senna with the heals.
Also you've got, just looking at how both these teams will scale, I have to think that, just Team Monkey Brains on the right here is, they're going to be doing so much more damage down the road, like so much more just consistent damage. You get a lot of consistent damage out of the Trist and the Anivia, but Nunu and Ornn are completely burst. Seraphine is burst. It's just going to be, you've got the Sylas, the Senna, the Olaf. Those are all huge damage threats.
And you have to give credit, though. You're going to have a Nunu and an Ornn who are both hilariously tanky with Seraphine, constant Seraphine shields and CC.
True. So maybe they'll be able to just barrel roll through them.
I think that's the hope. If these guys get to mid game, I think at the end of the day, with the proper amount of healing cut, either team could win this. The question is can the early game Olaf tempo beat this Nunu? Obviously, the Nunu wants to be just kind of camping across mid lane as Nunus do.
Right.
So it is, as long as they don't go and basically die one by one, just like last game, I think that they're going to have a shot here, and we might actually see a 1-1 go to game 3 Silver Scrapes.
Right. Hopefully. That's the dream, right?
That is always the dream. We like hearing scrapes. I'll take it as far as to say, you know what? Joe is probably pissed. He didn't like that last game. We've already shown that team knows how to lose game 1 and come back and start winning. Actually, again, Rook Stout and Luciv, part of the season 1 winning champs, we were known for losing every single game 1 and coming back. And so I'm going to go ahead and say that my take for this game, they're going to win. We're going to see Rook Stout win a 1-1 series.
They were trying to just get all the sillies out in game 1, and they're going into game 2 just like, we got that out of our system, and let's win this.
Correct. Well, the sillies came out. The question is are they going to remain out? I think that's the thing that we're trying to figure out right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
They happen. But hey, this is a new game. We have the Anivia coming out, very, very strong champion. Luciv's Tristana, we've seen it a few times. It's very good. Seraphine currently with like a 56% win rate. Something wild. Riot, you should do something about that if you get a chance.
If anybody from Riot happens to be watching.
Just kidding. Don't. We love your game.
It's perfect. It's a perfect game.
Yep, it's perfect. Yep, we support it with everything. But that's where we're at.
Never change a thing.
Never change a thing. So we are here. We are in game right now. We're ready to play. What do you want to see to start this game off?
First off, I want to focus on this beautiful Elderwood Ornn skin, if we can get a chance. I think that is clearly a part of their win condition right now. Just look at that. That is, come on, like that is, how can you get better than that? I think he has a chroma on that too. Like, the man's dedicated.
Oh, he
dedicated to the craft.
He does. I'm not entirely sure what the intention of this invade was. Obviously they were trying to catch out the Ornn. I guess my question is where were they expecting to find him? Interesting right there. Obviously it's going to be a little bit of a no-go. Wondering right now so last game we saw that gank through the bot side. Obviously it wasn't coming from I'll take mid's team. I'm curious right here though, if you're blue team, if you go in and try to find a ward after seeing that all 5 of them are top, in case you could get some kind of knowledge, I don't know. Just interesting because this Olaf is starting top side, and I don't actually believe they know that.
Yeah, and I'd like to see, did Red Team place a ward anywhere? They both placed in that bush over there, okay, in the river bush. One thing I know about Rookstout is he loves ganking top as early as possible, especially when he's playing against me. So, so I think those wards are especially handy if they can prevent him from doing that.
Not often in TCL are you going to see both junglers starting topside. I almost expected Rook, and I don't know that he will or won't do this. It seems he's going to be bypassing his wolves. Yeah, interesting there. Yeah. So I think he's looking straight for that blue Gromp, straight to red. I believe that's a level 3. Any junglers in chat, catch me or let me know if that's not true, because I'm honestly not entirely sure. Either way, I know that usually when you do that, you're looking for an early gank, probably across mid lane. Would be my assumption.
Looks like we're taking some early trades top. Going about even so far.
Oh man, this is I like watching this. This is pure top lane. The thing is that in theory, Cho'Gath likes when this happens because he's got the built-in sustain. Obviously, the Ornn does not. Now he just have to kill the minions, which he doesn't seem to be doing there. But if he were to kill the minions, he'd be getting the perfect sustain for that.
Yeah, I would think Cho'Gath should win those trades early, for sure, just because of his passive alone.
I want to point out what I believe to be a slight miscommunication between the Rook Stout there and the Anivia. It was pretty clear I was correct about that. He did leave red buff and want to go gank mid. It seems that the Anivia in that case would have wanted to have made sure that it did not push in, and so that they could get that early gank. Priority is always good, and hopefully they can turn this into a scuttle. But yeah, it looked like a miscommunication because Rook did definitely take the time starting to snowball up there and wasn't able to turn that into anything. Wojtek is getting gone on mid lane right here. If we can get the camera over there, yeah, good little trade here. Question is the Nunu to be able to turn this back around? He got the wall. He actually successfully got it. Interestingly enough, I thought that would have that the splash would have got back up there. It didn't happen.
Counter synergy right there. He blocked the. I think he blocked the Nunu ball.
Well, no, he blocked. I'll take mid in, so he definitely wouldn't have hit the ball if not for the wall. So it was definitely a good wall.
Oh, okay.
He wasn't close enough. Pokemon Panda on the Cho'Gath. Obviously, he has the minion disadvantage. Music X says that means I can go in and take whatever kind of trade I want. He does that. I'll take mid, finding the great trade, the ignite. He does remember here that that's only going to be this Anivia, the egg right here. And so, question is can he turn this into an actual kill next time? But no, man, that's pretty good. But right here, Nunu coming through the top side, looking for that good little dodge there from I'll take mid, and nothing doing here. Now Wojtek has to go and make sure he gets all of these minions to come back. And interestingly enough, if he gets all these minions, he is actually up on CS, which is a really good place for him to be. So
we've got Ornn using that TP to get back top, keep applying pressure, trying to maintain his CS lead.
Yeah, he's looking for that CS lead, and I think Cho'Gath, once Cho'Gath gets past some of these early game, right here, Wally coming around the side. Unfortunately, well, I think he can probably solo kill this. Unfortunately, Tokimon is going to get just absolutely wally-whopped right there. This is going to be the counter gank coming in. Very brilliant from Rook Stout, finding it perfectly. Took him too long. Pokemon Panda was never actually able to come up and join that fight, so that was really just a 1v1 that they showed up with at the same time.
Yeah, Music X with a flash there. I think he was trying to get in closer so he could try and get an auto attack in or an ability, but it seemed like his abilities might not have been up, unfortunately. But I do think, yeah, that was an Ornn flash there as well. But great play overall by Team Blue.
Oh, this is all coming from Music. Rook is here a little bit early, and they're totally missing on timing here. Yeah, it could have been good, but I think Music probably just went a little bit early. But still good pressure and making himself known.
Hot take.
We talked about they need to be up here abusing top side, and it's very clear that's the strategy he's chosen.
Oh, absolutely. Hot take here. I actually disagree with what you just said. I don't think it was really, and I'm a top laner, so I'm biased, but I don't think it was Music going too early. Frankly, I think it was kind of Nunu reacting a little bit too late, because I think once he pulled the trigger on that ult, Nunu should have immediately started his snowball, unless it wasn't up, of course. If his snowball was down, on cooldown, I think that's a little different.
Well, the problem with Nunu is he can only turn so fast. Oh, we actually found the fighting here. I'll take mid, goes in and finds the Anivia. Now, Wojtek did exactly what he needs to do whenever the Silas goes in, where you hit that immediately double tap Q. The hope is that after that you can wall him off and then dodge the the dash in afterwards. He wasn't able to do that, and because of that, he loses the trade by the end.
I will say, so far, I mean, it's early in the game. It's only 7 minutes, but blue team is definitely playing to their win condition right now. I mean, there's a slight gold lead.
I love this. The phase rush. Oh, well, the problem is he stayed a little bit too long here. I'll take mid. He's going to be able to there is a flash. He's going to be able to jump over the wall. He misses it. He can't auto-attack. I don't know if he has target champions only. Meanwhile, bot lane, Luciv, don't know what happened down there, but he is very low on HP. He's going to have to get the heck out of there. Flash shield done. Wojtek on the back end finds the CC and finds the kill onto the Olaf. Really, really good play from him, and I think he was probably hitting in the vision there. And, of course, I'll take mid goes and takes what's his, and at that point, it's the gold from that kill, and he's going to make sure that he doesn't leave that empty-handed. Great plays from both team, and ultimately, I'm loving this aggression from the Chess Club Blue team right there.
Yeah, it looks like mid lane basically trades kills. So they're going to stay about even, probably going to give a little bit of a lead to, or advantage to the Silas there, just because he stayed alive, able to back. But they are basically even at this point, which I think is probably a good thing for Anivia. I think Anivia is probably thinking, all right, I just need to keep this going and not let Silas get out of hand, because I don't think Silas will become a huge threat unless he gets hyper.
New gate coming in. He's going to be coming around from the top side. I think he needs to leave this one. Yep, can't do it. The wave is way too big and elusive. Android, make sure to call him off. If our production gets a chance, it does seem that the team names are swapped on the scoreboard. They're incorrectly laid out, so we'll see production. Of course, the camera's very hard to run, everyone in chat, so if he's able to, he can. If not, he's not. But just know that right now the scoreboard is swapped in chat, and it is actually the Chess Club that's on the left side, and it is Team Monkey Brains that is on the right side.
Scores are accurate. I will say scores are accurate right now. If you're just tuning in, Team Monkey Brains did win game 1, so that part is accurate.
That part is correct. Yep, it's just the position here. So anyway, we've got right here this Anivia actually finding that blue buff. The counter invade's happening. Rook's out looking for the CC. On to I'll take mid. Monkey shows up at the perfect time with the black shield. I find CC. I'm not really sure what's going on. I don't know if maybe he got bound right there. Unfortunately, Wojtek is just going to be kind of CC'd up and got nothing going there. The huge Nunu ult right there from I'll take mid steals the Nunu ult and basically one-shots both of these guys with it. Meanwhile, top lane, Wally Warp is here on the gank. Music is just caught a little bit too far out. Pokemon Panda, not sure he's able to find the chomp, and yeah, that's going to be a pause. I believe that was an internet problem from the mid lane from Wojtek right there. That didn't look right. It didn't look right because I think we saw Wojtek just kind of standing still in the mid lane, not doing anything. The Morgana ended up running up and binding, and so he was CC'd for a really, really long time, as is Morgana tradition. But yeah, I think this pause has to be an internet issue or something that happened with Wojtek.
Hawks blames A-Barn, for the record.
Hawks always blames A-Barn.
You know why? You know why it's A-Barn's fault? Because, as we all know, everyone say it with me, A-Barn sucks.
Well, the good part
I know when people are out there just all listening going, A-Barn sucks, exactly when I said it. In unison.
In unison.
I'm creating an army.
That's the benefit. That's the benefit of us being on the mic and nobody else being on the mic, is that we don't have to listen to that. No one wants to listen to that.
Everyone wants to hear that. Oh, it looks like a player did disconnect here.
Yeah, we're reading chat here and we can barely see it, but it looks like his ping is spiking and he had a bit of some kind of packet loss there. So yeah, we're going to be waiting and we'll see how long this pause lasts for. Presumably he's resetting his modem, resetting his router, not sure. Interesting fact is I don't know that the pauses always last for us as long as it lasts for them. I'm not sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it cuts into the spectator because I've had it pretty resolved pretty quickly, so I'm not sure. But
I've always found that pretty interesting that Riot can't just like sync it up so that it removes part of the spectator delay if you pause,
Well, the
I'm sure there's
premise,
a reason, but
yeah, the premise. I mean, literally, the premise of the spectator delay is intentional. It's so that if I'm
people
up
can't
against-
cheat, right?
Correct. Yeah, because I can't put someone in my Discord who's watching and it's live and they can just tell me the movements of all the junglers. So it's
Three
very, very
minutes.
similar.
3 minutes has been. It's the adequate amount of time to prevent cheating from happening, essentially.
Yeah, that's the premise, and who knows if that's too long, too short. But anyway, all right, Sauce. It looks like we're kind of in for the long haul right here. Tell me a story. What did you do today?
Oh, I had a great day. Thank you for asking. So I had a very adult day this morning. I woke up early and I actually went and played. I went and played at the squash courts with my good friend Robert or Bob. We played some squash. Went for a hike, which was fun. And then I took a long nap with one of my cats. It was a pretty good day. Pretty good day. That's pretty much it. Had some artichokes and chicken for dinner, and life is good. Now I get to cast this
healthy
game.
dinner, feeling good. Yeah, you get to join all your TCL buddies.
Yeah, having some 19 Crimes wine. The life is good. That's Snoop Dogg's new wine. If anybody's had it, drinking out of my Hydro Flask. For those of you who don't have a Hydro Flasks are fantastic. Definitely should pick one up. Keep your drinks icy cold.
You getting paid? You getting paid by them?
I wish. No, I am not. But you know what? Hey, maybe if this blows up, I will. Maybe if I'm able to filibuster this pause long enough, they will say, you know what, Mr. Lost in the Sauce, aka Mr. A-Barn Sucks, deserves to have Hydro Flasks for life, and then we'll just go from there. We'll see.
Apologies, everyone, for lack of. Right now, we're going to quickly change the scoreboard just to make sure that we're showing this right for all the viewers here.
Hey, chat. Ask us anything. Ask us. Let's see what happens here. We got some time.
What have you always wanted to know from either Sauce or A-Barn? Your most pressing questions. Admiral Ryan, do we have a Discord? Yes, but it's a private Discord. If you're cool, maybe we'll invite you. That's it. It's up for you to decide if you're going to get that invite or not. Next question. What else we got, chat? I mean, I guess I'm cool. What? You guess you're cool? You got to know you're cool. You got to know you're cool. Being cool not required, Hawks and stuff. All right, AMA, we got one question in. Which caster would win in a fight? Well, in sheer
100% me.
In sheer
100%.
size, 100% you.
100% me,
gigantic wuss.
Are you kidding?
You have reach. Reach is the only thing you have.
I have reach. I have strength. I've got everything, dude. You've been sitting in that gaming chair for too long, man.
There's a reason. There's weight classes.
There's weight classes. Oh man, I feel like we'd be about in the same weight classes. Blood, I see you're trying to swap screens. If you want, while we're paused, just swap back to the cams, and that would probably be easiest. While we're waiting for this game to get going again. What's your guys' opinion on mythic items from Admiral Ryan? You know what? That's a good question. So far, I didn't like it at first at all. I thought it was trying to overly simplify the items, but I will say that a lot, at least as a top laner, a lot of them have grown on me. I know I really like Stride Breaker as an item. I don't use Gore Drinker too much with a lot of the champs I play, but I think it's fine. I do think the healing on it's a little bit busted, but I think they nerfed it recently, right? So it's not quite as strong. But I like it. I do think it. I think if I'm trying to get into Riot's head, I'm just thinking they're trying to make the game more accessible to a broader audience. And it was getting more and more complicated over time, so they're sort of hitting the reset button and making it what would seem for a new player a little bit easier. So I don't mind it. I think it was an adjustment though, for sure.
Yeah, I think the problem that you have in League is this constant need to change the game because you're like, in all seriousness, it's a 10-year-old game. It's been around forever, and it's been this like leading esport. And like at the end of the day, like you can point back at things like Smash Melee, and you know, I don't know, these esports like StarCraft that have been around for a really, really, really long time. And say like, yeah, you could have an esport that just kind of comes out and it remains what it is and it never really dies for whatever reason. I don't really think that's there for League. I think that there's a nature of needing consistent change for League to be interesting, especially with how complicated it is. It's not just 1v1. And so, unfortunately, what happens, I shouldn't say unfortunately, but you kind of get to these points where you got to make drastic changes to the games. And that's what makes it interesting and makes people want to keep playing.
Right.
And this is sort of the next thing there. And like, there was no question that a lot of the items, systems, and the shop were outdated. Unclear if it's, you know, I will say it's probably not incredibly balanced. We've seen this on all of the stats site. Things are going a little bit crazy right now, but we'll see if it's good for the game. And especially as we move through this season, I think our opinions will change. So I won't give an actual opinion. That was a long way of saying I don't have an opinion. But
no, I think we meme a lot about Riot and just how the game has gone it's way different than it was, you know, 10 years ago when it first started. And we talk about damage being stupid and busted and things like that. But I mean, I do think they do a decent enough job with how big a task it is of balancing things over time. Usually the beginning of the seasons are a little weird. When they release new champions, it's a little weird, but yeah, I don't know. And to answer the question, vodka sauce is the best pasta sauce by far.
Heavily agree. All right, we are back here. Thanks for everyone for sticking in with us. The pause is over here, and we're started. Oh, well, we were started.
Oh, there we go.
We're back. We're back in action. We're live. We're back in action. We are here. Back in the game here. It is 2-4, and we're actually seeing a gold lead here finally from I'll Take Mid with this shutdown bonus here. Top side, we've got a gank coming in from the Nunu. Pokemon Panda a little bit far forward, though he did have the ward. The problem with Nunu is you just can't get away with that. Really good flash. I don't think it's going to matter. I know he's trying to find Wally Warp. Question is, yeah, the damage is going to come through. Music is going to go and find that passive. Oh, I'll Take Mid beautifully dodging around that Anivia Q. That's exactly what you have to do when you're playing Assassin against Anivia, is you have to try to bait her Q and then go around it. Really good job. Look at this guy. He's taking the full 1v2. He actually, the moment the gank comes, he actually dashes towards Wojtek.
He doesn't even care. Yeah. He's like, oh yeah? You want to mess with me? I'm going to take down your mid laner.
You want to go, brother?
Man, oh man.
Exactly right. Yeah. Well, let's see if the Seraphine scaling comes through towards the end of this. You know, the hope is this champ is disgusting. It keeps the Shisano alive here. That's going to be our hope. But again, we just need to slow down this gameplay, you know, towards the early sort of mid game until they can get to those scaling positions. Wally, interestingly, could have. All right, so look, Monkey's going to go. He's going to be able to find this ult here. Camera bot side. Yep, they're going to find Wally is going in. I think he's just about to cast his ult. He actually is not. The Seraphine ult is in. It's going to be able to find 4. And it's actually a brilliant disengage by Droid, who literally saves 2 to 3 people of his team single-handedly with that ult. And they even get the TP through. Now, the Dragon is going to be started. Wally Warp is feeling a little bit low here. The question is, can they get this before he goes down? Wojtek, I'll Take Mid over the wall. Just an absolutely brilliant play. He is looking for this guy's number. If you're an Anivia, you need to be behind your team. Looks out, flashes in at 0 HP, trying to find that Dragon. He can't get it. Music X is in. He can't get it. Droid away just watches his team die in front of him before his eyes. Doesn't even take a single point of damage. Doesn't matter. Yeah, that's going to be a very decisive fight right there, and the objective from Team Monkey Brains.
It's best support NA right there. Full health, walking away from the fight. I'm just kidding, Droid. I love you.
Yeah. Hey, well, you know, I think he did everything he could.
I know.
We need to see Wojtek stepping up here. You know, I think right now he's being a little bit outclassed, and it's positioning like in that play right there. Like, and I talk about this with my team all the time. you have to be aware of what the enemy is capable of doing, and you have to respect it. And what's happening there is, like, he kind of goes over the wall, and he's just standing there by himself. He's literally on the other side of the dragon from his team. And I'll take mid as probably the best mid laner in this tournament, at least currently. Says, okay, I'm just going to kill you.
Yep. And it's sad to see that. I mean, I said before that they were staying so even, but it seems like things are skewing in Silas's favor now at this point.
Good trade here from Wojtek, but he stays a little long. He gets killed. Brilliant play from Wojtek. He comes back. That's exactly what he needed to do. Yeah, he is back in this game. And yeah, he's going to die to the Olaf, but honestly, that shutdown is freaking huge. 2 levels up Olaf right here. You're not going to be able to find the slow onto Rookstad. He's going to be able to get out, and that's going to be a 1-for-1 right there. Brilliant play. Not going to matter, though, because we're right back into it. Monkey in the bot lane, going to find the 2-man ult, finds the stun. Lucid is in. He gets stunned for like a total of 3 or 4 seconds. Droid going to get that next stun onto him right here. Now, look at this man looking for the follow-up right here. The question is, does he have the damage? Does he have the ult? I don't think he does. He doesn't have any summoner spells. He's not going to be able to follow that. Unfortunate, because he showed up at a really good time, but I think Droid might have walked too far forward, and he kind of died before the Nunu's able to get in and make his play.
When we get a chance, it does say TCC versus TCC now at the top.
Oh, God.
It might be too late to fix this.
Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll leave it.
Yeah, we're still working out some kinks with production, so we'll chalk it up to that. But
I'll take mid going in. He's trying to go and find the jungler. He's got to ignite him. The question is will that burn down? It doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Actually, if he thought he was going to burn down, he had the Nunu ult, which does pop the shield, so not a big deal. But man, he's getting invaded. Look, he's getting invaded by Olaf topside too. He's getting invaded Olaf topside.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Meanwhile here, Wojtek going really far forward, trying to find that trade. Obviously the cooldowns were down, but you know, one wrong move, his passive is down right now.
Yeah, and at this point we do see a pretty...
Chat, Admiral Ryan calls out in chat here. He says, did the Senna ult... well, actually, we'll revisit this here because it looks like we might have a gank. Nope, he hasn't warded out. Not going to happen. Yeah, I think the Senna did ult to find that kill because the Nunu ran far away. I think he caught him backing, basing, purchasing. I don't know what, but yeah, good find, Admiral Ryan. Boy, not sure what that was, but this team is on it right now. I'll take mid. Like, right now, Nunu getting invaded on his top side, onto the ground by the Olaf, getting invaded by the enemy mid laner down on his bot side and almost solo killed, and then he's getting invaded by the global Senna ult to kill him. He literally just got invaded by 3 members of the enemy team all within like 30 seconds. And obviously I use invaded facetiously with Senna, but like, what are you supposed to do if you're this guy? Man, I don't know. I guess you lane gank. Go and lane gank and try and find something bot and hopefully get the person who doesn't get black shielded and go and get an ult down, because I think Luciv right now is your way out of this, and they're not getting a whole lot of...
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think Luciv's realizing that he's playing against a really good support. I think he's realizing what the monkey effect is right now. Just for everybody who's not familiar with monkey, he's a D1 now? Is he D1 or was he? Did he end last season D1?
He's somewhere. He's a good player. Point being, he's a good player.
Yeah, D1 support man, and he's a. There's a
Rook.
Again, I hate
sitting up
giving
in
him
this
credit.
Tribrush, looking like he wants to start a gank. They do not have vision of him because that ward. Oh, I just got visioned out. That's unfortunate. Looks like he wants to go for it anyway. Yeah, and the Morgana says, "Yeah, no, nice try, buddy." Ain't gonna happen. Luciv and Droid are okay, just happy chilling here anyway. But I want to see a lane gank right here because you can't ward out the lane gank from Nunu. And I don't know if he's even thinking about that, but I think that's the one thing that's going to be able to find him, find a way into this fight. But it looks like they're going to be forced to fight here anyway. I'll take mid. Coming in from the side, Rook Stout is really kind of up by himself here. Question is will I'll take mid go in? Obviously, he can't now at this point. This is going to be an uncontested dragon. They're ultimately not going to fight for it. They don't need to. It's probably not smart. They're going to die anyway. But here we go. Actually, the Inhibitor walks directly into the Seraphine ult from I'll take mid. He was just kind of sitting mid, having snack time. That's what Core JJ in his videos would call snack time. Not really paying attention, and he's just going to go in and get ulted. Meanwhile, the actual dive is going to come under tower. I'll take mid. It's the front of his team with all of his healing. He doesn't care. He ain't scared of nobody. He's a strong, independent Silas, and he don't need no team.
Yeah, I mean, when a Silas is able to just freely tank tower aggro, you know that this game is not headed in the right direction for you. You know.
Well, I want to see some heart here, because I think like the look of a team who has heart is that they might lose, they might not have the mechanics, but they're going to be looking for the fights, grouping up and taking the big plays, and maybe they lose them, but at least they're kind of fighting back for this. And we haven't seen that yet. We haven't seen the team be able to come together. In fact, I don't think I've seen Music X once this game. Nunu is kind of running around trying to find the engages, but walking through ward.
I mean, frankly, when I look at this game, it just seems like. Let me know if you disagree, but it just seems like the red team Monkey Brains they are active. You know, they constantly. It's like a game of chess, right? Ironically, against the chess club, it's like they constantly know exactly what they're doing at every point, and they're moving to the next thing, one after another. And there's no lull here. Whereas it seems like the chess club is mostly just sort of reacting to what they're doing in almost everything. Like, I mean,
Rook's actually finding the gank, finding the gank up here. But Look at his ADC and his support. They ran backwards to keep farming. Rook Stout kind of wants this. At the end of this, I think at this point, just ult and hope you can find a kill. But yeah, doing what he's doing probably isn't going to work here. Yeah, these guys are just on completely different pages, unfortunately. I'm not going to say anyone's good or bad. Music actually dying, still a kill by the Silas right here. The ult's going to come down. Droid and Lucid not even going to try to kite the top because they're afraid of Monkey here with the binding. And if they get hit with this binding, they pretty much die. I will say they did have the 4v4 opportunity without the most fed member being that Silas there. If there was a time to fight, it was right there, and I think they're just a little discombobulated and they can't find this opportunity. But
Silas is going to get. Yep, he's able to get, push bot, get the free back. They're going to probably easily snag Baron uncontested here. Going to get the stack on the Cho'Gath, and things are really looking good right now for Team Monkey Brains.
Well, and one thing I'll say about my team, Team Coin Flip, we've fallen a little kind of tough times with some of the games we've played, but we never stop trying to make plays. 10k down, it doesn't matter. Oh, and Droid here is going to get, unfortunately, hit with a ton of CC all at once. He gets slowed to start it by Wally Warp's axe, and then he just goes straight into getting hit with all the CC. He's going to die. Yeah, these guys are just all doing different things.
Yep.
There's no effective turtle. We're going to all group up and try to find a play. The CC is absolutely insane here. Nunu trying to farm his Krugs, not realizing that the enemy team is in his jungle. Oh boy. Yeah, same thing. It's going to be the same story over and over until these guys realize you can't run in your jungle, and you definitely can't run in your jungle by yourself. Unfortunately, they're against the best team in the league right now, who's really, really particularly good at defending against that and catching those guys out. And
yeah. So while we're going through this too, we keep saying the best team in the league, and just to clarify that point for anybody who's not sure how it all works out, we did a Swiss bracket or a Swiss tournament at the start of the league. It was sort of our preseason to iron out where everybody would fall, seed all the different teams, and this specific conference. Do you want to? I can get back to it if you want to comment.
Music X finds the beginning of that fight right there with the Ornalt. Silas comes in from the side with the beautiful flank right there. He's going to find a ton of damage right there. Now these two guys, I'll take mid. Actually, Monkey's going to go forward, and he's going to stay way too far forward. He ends up getting DC'd by Wojtek with a absolutely brilliant Nivea Q there. Unfortunately, she's going to have to go back and get mana. The Baron minions are coming in, even after diving a little bit deep. There's just not enough to stop these guys, and Droid is seriously up by himself right now. Not entirely sure what he was looking to do right there, but it definitely didn't work out, whatever it was here. Now just as sort of the lone carry that's alive here, trying to prevent these guys from pushing all of these gigantic waves in. Hopefully he can find the wall here to get this kill on Pokemon. He does find the kill. He does burn through all of that Cho'Gath HP. On the side here, Wally Warp looking enormous, throwing the axes down, getting the healing onto it. He ain't scared of nobody. Music X right here. Unfortunately, he's going to try and find that PC, but it's going to go straight into a black shield. Not going to make a difference. I'll take mid. Jumps in, finds the kill, immediately steals the Nunu ult and gets the shield. He's going to try and find the kill onto Music. Toasty TG in the back of this fight, just absolutely throwing down the damage. perfect positioning. No one's a threat to him. He's going to get all the questions. Can Wojtek right here one-shot him with almost no mana? He's burning down, but he's going to be able to find it. He can't. Volleywarp running in. He ain't scared of nobody. Can he actually get him down with that egg? I don't think he can. Volleywarp going to run away, and the question is, what's Groyd going to do right now to keep this guy alive? All alive, and they're going to get one more chance to defend this Nexus.
We do have the Nexus the inhibitor coming up in the mid lane, and it doesn't look like Team Monkey Brains is sticking around to try and get it down, so we will definitely get another chance. Going back to what I was saying, so for those of you who are newer to the league, we have two separate conferences: Conference Dog, Conference Bad. These specific teams are in Conference Dog. And the way the Dog Conference worked out is we have the statistically best team in the league from that Swiss bracket, and the statistically worst team in the league in that Swiss bracket, and then two that are pretty much dead center. And Team Bad is a little bit more truncated. You got more of those teams that are just sort of in the middle there. If I'm remembering correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, A-Barn.
You're correct.
But yeah, it's those teams that sort of fill in the gaps of the middle there. So try to make it pretty balanced overall, but that's sort of the way that works out. So we do have definitely what would be considered the best team playing here, at least as of right now. But anything can shake out.
Rook's right here, almost getting caught out. I'll take mid is literally like 1v9. Honestly, he's gonna jump into 4 people. He's gonna be able to find the kill. The question is, Lucid can get that kill towards the end of it. He does. Good play from Lucid, and Lucid needed that. Let's just call it that. He's going to jump in onto Pokemon Panda. Pokemon Panda doesn't have anyone else here, so Lucid was safe to do that. I think even he got a little scared of his own strength right there. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, Blood, would you be able to pull gold real quick? I just want to see the difference here. Wow. We have almost a 2.5k gold lead in the mid lane right now. That is a Fed Silas, and that is not what they wanted in this game. I said it earlier, I'll say it again.
I'll take mid just having fun at this point. Yeah, he's going to look for this fight. Unfortunately, he's going to get CC'd almost to death before his team can even show up and do anything here. Oh, man. Yeah, no, you don't. You definitely do not want that crazy Fed Silas right there. He's just having a good time. By the way, he hasn't even been farming. He's just having a great time. He goes, he dives in 1 versus 4. He's limit testing, saying, what can I do about this? Illy Todd's in chat right now. This is not game 1. It is 1-0. Team Monkey Brains has won the last one. They're showing a very strong showing here at this point right now. The Cho'Gath just running down poor Music X. He's trying his best, but can't really get away from all that CC. The question is, will All Take Mid go in on this 2 versus 5? They're actually 2 versus 5. Now Pokemon Panda is literally 1 versus 5. They're going to find the CC. Lucid finds that damage. Now the Siniva needs to put down her Storm so that she can put it up somewhere else. They do find the Cho'Gath. He's way too far up. I think I'll take this team just having fun right here, kind of playing around like
a little bit. A little too much fun, probably.
They're playing with their food. That's traditionally what you call this. Okay, well, here's what they're going to try to do. They're going to go and try and find this top tower here. Good ult. Well, almost a good ult, but actually really great Black Shield from Monkey there. Yeah. Sprout is in the middle of the team. The Seraphine ult completely whiffs, doesn't hit anybody. Lucid is standing in the front. He's going to be able to get out. He needs to DPS Wally. He gets the kill on the Wally. Can they turn this around? That's actually a huge kill right there. Oh, they find the CC. Beautiful CC on the Toasty. They're going to be able to turn that around. Find Toasty, get him on the wall, and I'll take mid S to jump out. They're going to be going and looking for this Baron. The question is that the spark of life and hope that was needed here from this team, the Chess Club?
For those of you who are just tuning in for Game 2, this is very similar, I'll say, to what we saw in last game. We did see that spark of life out of the Chess Club near the latter quarter of the game, I would say, and they brought it back. It looked like they could have actually turned it to a certain extent if they could turtle, keep winning those team fights, taking advantage of Team Monkey Brains being a little bit over aggressive. So we'll see. Maybe the game is closer. This game is closer than it was last game, so we'll see if they can turn it around. I think there's definitely an opportunity to. I mean, we've got Horn is only level 14, which means he's just starting to upgrade items. They're only going to keep scaling from here.
So Blood just pulled up the gold graph, and that, interestingly, The Anivia actually currently has more gold than the Silas. And he's almost, I don't know if you can technically call it a flame.
Wow, you're right.
It's supposed to happen before 20 minutes. But yeah, he's been farming, he's been getting these waves. Unfortunately here, they're going to lose this Baron.
This is how it played out last time. This is exactly how it played out last time.
Get that item, get ready to fight. Not seeing as much healing reduction as I'd like to see. So we're seeing it actually exclusively from Luciv. 4 of these people have healing built into their kits in some capacity. Actually, no, all 5 of them do. Morgana has healing built in her kit too. So yeah, literally all 5 of them have items. They're going to go and actually try to take this fight. In the CC just immediately. It's that Morgana. You can't do anything against the Morgana with that Nunu, unfortunately. They got to go back and they got to stop these minions, these inhibitor minions, from getting into this base. They need to fight as soon as possible. They need to fight. They need to get a kill. The Cho'Gath is topside. He needs to TP, and you need to take the fight, or you're going to lose to Baron minions because you can't clear all these Baron minions. You just can't. There's nothing you can do. You need to engage. You need to go in, and you need to deal with that Morgana Black Shield right there. Toasty actually just got hit with some of that Anivia stuff. These guys are going to be beating down on the Nexus. You need to go, guys. It's time to fight.
Yeah, they got to engage.
There's nothing else. There's no other towers. There's no other towers. You need to go in. You got to take the fight, and you got to win the fight. You're going to get 2 people with that Ornn. All really, really nice there. Just getting one shot. Droid is now getting one shot on the back line. Luciv is dead. Right now it's just Wojtek versus the world. Right here he's going to get gone on by a very aggressive Olaf, and he's actually going to be able to find this kill here. He's going to find 2 kills. He does find 2 kills with the Fountain. It ultimately doesn't matter by the end of it. From some high tempo play from Team Monkey Brains. Really, really, really exciting gameplay all around. And oh my gosh. Yeah, those guys were definitely playing with their food. They were having a lot of fun. Almost too much fun.
A little bit. It was in throwing territory for a second there, but I mean, good series. A little bit one-sided, I would say, but I wouldn't let that discount the Chess Club. I will say, if you tuned in last week, the Chess Club had a great series. It was a little bit of a messy series on both team sides, I will say, but the Chess Club was able to pull out a win. So this puts them now at 1-1, I believe.
It does put them at 1-1.
Yep. And it puts the Monkey Brains obviously at 2-0. They are still undefeated through the preseason and now the regular season so far. We've got 4 more weeks, I believe, left in the regular season.
So I think we're being griefed by Riot right here, as we saw in the client. We're not actually seeing the post game stats, unfortunately. I think if we did, you would see a whole lot of Silas damage. Is my take on that right there. And one-sided. These guys are honestly terrifying. Yeah, no, they definitely are. I mean, I still agree with what you were saying about. I think the win condition is ban. The win condition against Team Monkey Brains is really ban out mid, or ban out jungle, ban out top. I think again, I'll take mid can play. He has enough champs. I don't think he can play every champ necessarily, but he has enough champs where there's really no point. I mean, they're all gonna pop you. Like, he plays all those champs and he plays them all well. And he's a very mechanical player. And I've been talking to these guys just offline, and one thing you hear from Toasty is they have the synergy. They're all having a great time together. They're having a lot of fun. They're getting super amped up, super excited. There's no question why they're playing together, synergy, making the same plays together in a way that no other teams are. And it's not just a skill difference, right? We did a draft. It's all pretty even. It's all pretty fair. Most people got the people that the players that they wanted. These guys just got the right group of people who like each other. They're friends. They play with each other. They play games with each other outside of just when they're practicing. They are the team to beat, 100%. We're going to see a little bit more, tomorrow night. Team Verta's the Word, who won last season. They're up against, last week, they're up against Team Coinflip, which is my team. They're the other 1-0 team. So the question is will my team win and put them to 1-1, or will they end up going 2-0 and be the other undefeated team across? Yeah,
so tomorrow swapping over to the BAD conference, the BAD conference. Those would be that's the number 1 and the number 4 team, I believe, in Team BAD.
Hey,
Underdog story.
We are number 3 because we
Number
came
3.
in a higher seed. We came in a higher seed than
Okay. Well, we're hoping for an underdog story here. It's going to be dodgeball.
That's going to be the hope. So, hey, everyone in chat, thank you a ton for tuning in. This was a great game. We got to see the dominance of Team Monkey Brains, and the question is as these weeks go on, will they be able to keep it, or are people going to be able to find the strategies to beat them? Great games from the chess club here. I think they, at times, were just looking a little bit slow and maybe not as much together, but playing together and a little more practice is what helps solve that. So tune in tomorrow. We got a great week ahead of us. We're in day 1 of 4, and we had a ton of fun, and we hope you did too.
See you, everyone.